What is going on, people inside that internet machine? Welcome to this episode of the instant classic CMRetro Gaming. Guys, we got some pickups. This will probably be half of the haul. I've got some trade credit burning a hole in my pocket over at Maxine's Bargain Box, so looking forward to doing that next week. But yeah, let's just take a look and see what we got. All right, so before we get started, I did post a fan poll on the community tab. Had like 33 or 34 people weigh in. The worst fan base for collectors, video games and game collectors. We won. We're the worst, 64%. The Lego community, 15%. The diecast cars, Hot Wheels, Matchbox, 12%. And toys and action figures, 9%. So yeah, I mean, listen. Video, I'll speak to us, I'll take some blame for us. We are in a narcissistic, elitist group of collectors that, we like to tell everybody how cheap we got stuff and how rare stuff is and how we fleeced Granny out of her Nintendo collection. Like, we are the worst. I mean, there's no doubt about it. There are some toxic people in every community, I guess, but there seems to be an overwhelming number of toxic people in the game community, like just terrible human beings, you know what I mean? But yeah, let me know how you guys feel about that. Do you agree with that assessment that the video game collector and gaming community is the worst collector base? Leave a comment down below. Also, dude said, scalpers, and scalpers is, I guess as a kid, you don't really know if like people are out there buying NES consoles like they do now with modern consoles. They'll go to Target and just clean them out and then try and resell them. And then, before that 30-day return policy or whatever it is, they take the ones they didn't sell back, get their money back. So it's like a free bite of the apple to make some profit. But, yeah, that causes a lot of problems. I know what he's talking about too. Like when you're talking about like, new Ninja Turtle figures or Transformers or something like that, and some scalper just goes by and buys a bunch of them and then tries to flip them on Marketplace. And then when they can't, then they, take it back to the store and they restock it. But it just causes chaos because if you're a collector or, you just like that property for whatever reason, maybe you don't collect every Transformer or something like that, but hey, the new Optimus Prime's out. I love Optimus Prime. I'm going to go get it. And you can't get it. It does cause a lot of problems because it's like, do you buy a secondary market version? I mean, you buy one off of eBay or Facebook Marketplace and pay that higher price? Or do you wait, and then eventually what happens, the toxic part of that is, well, I'll wait and see if it gets restocked, and then it never gets restocked. And then, you know what? I'm just not buying Transformers anymore. And that hurts the business. Not like I care about Hasbro. I do care about Transformers and Micro Machines, and Hasbro kind of screwed that up. So anyway, went to the Lev's Pawn Shop. Let's take a look at some games that I got. All right, so Lev's Pawn Shop is over on 21st Street, and they don't usually have they have games, but I wouldn't say they have like good stuff. They've got like more common stuff. They may have like a Mario in there every now and then, a Mario 3 or Mario World or something. They do have a copy of Secret of Evermore in there right now for $35. And I'm thinking about, if it's there next week, offering them 25 cash to see if they'll take it. I mean, I have that game, but Super Nintendo RPG for $25, it would totally be worth it. But they also have some fake Metroid games in their case, and I think they know it and they don't care. They're selling reproduction Metroid Game Boy Advance games. But in front of their case, they've got a couple boxes of like common games, and they're all like $2 to $5 each. And sometimes you find some gems in there. I found a couple gems in there, but as I was paying for those, I noticed a stack of games in the kind of behind the counter. I said, hey, are those games for sale? And they said, no, those are games that are broken or scratched and, we can't sell them. And I said, well, I own a disc resurfacer. Can I take a look at them? Maybe there's some discs I could buy that I could try to resurface. So they kind of talk about it. He brings over the stack, $2 a piece, Call of Duty Black Ops. This has a couple, when I held it up to the light, this is how I inspect the disc, right? So I take the disc out of the thing and I look at it for deep scratches, which there aren't any deep scratches on this. And then I hold it up to the light and see if there are any pinholes, you know, breakage in the paint on the front of the disc. This one has a couple that are very, very small. And one of them is like right in this black area. So I'm wondering if I could just take a Sharpie and fill that in. So this one will need to be resurfaced. This is Minecraft on the PS4 disc only. I'm gonna take these down to Brian over at Buckeye Games and Flea Market. I was just talking to MC Murr about this. Like, I own a JFJ Easy Pro and it will do Blu-ray discs, but you have to be very, very careful because they are dual layer discs. So if you resurface them too much, you're gonna ruin the disc. Brian has a machine that will do, it's like one of those really, really expensive ones that will resurface, polish, buff, dry, you know, all of that. And he only charges like $2. So I think it would be safer for me to take that game to him. Mafia 3. I really like this game. It came with the manual and the map and everything. So this disc isn't going to play though. I wasn't able to see it in the store. You can see like right here on the disc, maybe. Nope. There's a lot of pitting and scratching on the front side, which is letting the light through. So this disc will probably just get, it does start though, which is weird. It'll start up and then when you hit the start button, then it says it's not able to read the disc. So I'll just keep the case, the manual on insert because that should be a pretty easy game to find. Just the disc only. They probably have it at Maxine's. Bummer about this one, PGA Tour Rory McIlroy. I wanted to stream this, but the disc was way too bad. And again, the dim lighting of the pawn shop, I wasn't able to really see it. So I was like, oh, it looks like it has a couple scratches. Then when you get it home, it looks like a bear has been, you know, shitting on it. Splatoon for the Wii U. This one was sort of annoying because it has one scratch right there. And it's kind of deep, but I don't want to, I'll take it down to Brian and have him resurface it. That's what I'm going to do. So hopefully we'll get those out of there, but we'll get those resurfaced and fixed, get them back out in the wild. These games actually did work. So the first one is the Assassin's Creed Ezio collection. It took forever to download though. I don't know, my outdated software. But yeah, for $2, wasn't gonna complain about that one. Mortal Kombat XL disc only. What's crazy is he was like, you know, we tried these games and they didn't work and da-da-da-da. But all of these games, they were just dirty or they had fingerprints on them. So I don't know what they were doing. This one I understand. WWE 2K22, disc only, obviously. This game, if you have an update working in the background, it will shut this game down. After you try to select a character and select a match type, it'll just shut it down and say, report a problem. Would you like to report the problem? But once I let that update run its course, this game ran flawless because the disc is flawless. So I don't know, maybe they don't know that. And then Minecraft, again, another disc that was absolutely flawless that was just dirty and thumbprints. You know, you take a little Windex on there and you be very gentle with a microfiber. You watch so you don't scratch the disc. But yeah, popped it in, downloaded right away. No big deals. All right, so the games that I got out of the $5 bin, well, these were good value, but it's Crash, Tag Team Racing. These games were $5 and they were all complete. Discs are in very, very nice shape, but this one is the part of the set. So this goes in that Crash Bandicoot box set that came out for PS2, which is cool. Twin Sanity, and I already have these games, so I'm not going to keep them. I'll just either sell them or throw them in the trade bin. And then the only game I'm adding to the collection is Ghostbusters, the video game. I've heard this is pretty good, so how about that? $5, make you holler. And like I said, most of these are like, you know, $12 to $15 games, so we didn't do too bad there. Although I didn't do a good job of getting the sticker residue off. I'll need to clean that up. So I wrapped up Zelda Ocarina of Time. No doubt one of the greatest games of all time. Gave it an A+. I played the N64 version, by the way. from what I understand, the 3DS version has some like quality of life upgrades where you can, one of the issues that I have with the game, again, don't confuse, I didn't like with I'm saying that it's not good, because that's not the case. Just things that I sort of found frustrating, because I typically play more faster paced type games. Zelda Ocarina of Time is a little bit more of a slower burn, so I get a little frustrated, a little impatient. Switching in between the menu and having to equip this and equip that and do this, it just, but you know, switching the boots, I guess in the 3DS version, you can use the trigger buttons or something to toggle them on and off. Whereas the N64 button, you have to go into the menu screen, then select them, then go out of the menu screen. It was kind of a pain, but yeah, definitely a well done game, man. One of the best of all time. And I love that N64 graphic style. Maybe that's just me being an old man, but I think that's the perfect graphic style, the perfect soundtrack for that game. But yeah, Zelda Ocarina of Time, it's going to be a contender for my favorite game I beat this year. All right, so I stopped by Video Games Galaxy. Video Games Galaxy is one of those stores where they always have a lot of really good stuff, you know, and they do like a lot of the limited run stuff or import stuff. You know, they got a lot of diversity in their cases. Like they've got a Mario World in the box, you know, that's a hard one to find. Super Mario World in the box, complete. But their prices are always just a little over, you know what I mean? But I think they know they got you, because they've got a copy of Maximo Army of Zin. It's a game that's on my backlog, or a game that I want to get, so I can put it on my backlog and play it. But they have 35 bucks on it, and it's like a $29.99 game on eBay. But then by the time you pay for shipping and fees and taxes and everything else, you know, you're going to be over the $35. So I think they know where that sweet spot is. But yeah, I don't know. But I grabbed this out of their Super Nintendo case, Super Street Fighter 2. It's a game that I've been looking for a while. This completes my Super Street Fighter 2 series for the Super Nintendo. Just need Street Fighter 2 Alpha, which is weird because I have it on PlayStation. So I wonder if I can just swap. I'd rather have the Super Nintendo version. But yeah, 20 bucks. You get the 4 extra characters, and you get this. This game just has so much good content. You get 4 extra characters, 4 extra backgrounds. The music is good. They cleaned up the sprite work a little bit, updated like the moves, like the special moves, how they look. You know, I think they added the reuse fireball into this one. There's a bunch of different modes, like a tournament mode where you and 8 friends can pick characters, and it'll set up a bracket, and you can play through the bracket and see who's awesome. I'd totally win that, by the way. I'm throwing down the gauntlet. And yeah, there's like an elimination mode. Like it's just a really good game. But I wish there was a battery backup, so when you beat the game with a character, it like put a little check mark by the character, so you know that you beat the game with that character. Because all the characters have different endings. So most people, you're gonna beat it with Ryu and Ken because they play the same, and it's kind of easy to beat the game with those characters. But you know, what if you want to go back later and beat it with Chun-Li or Sagat or something like? I just wish there was something like that. But again, that wasn't really common back then, because Mortal Kombat didn't do that either. At Buckeye Games and Flea Market, this is your bolo. If you see this game on the PlayStation 3 or the Xbox 360, make sure that you pick it up. Dirt Showdown is a very cheap game. It's about 10 bucks or so. This version, however, the Hoonigan exclusive edition, is about 30 to 40 bucks. And on the Xbox 360, it's up to like 60 bucks. So this is a game that's really, you're likely to see this like at a pawn shop get overlooked, or maybe at your local game store, which is where I found this one, or maybe in a Facebook Marketplace deal lot, something like that, where not a lot of people know about this. And the 360 one is rare because I think it's a Walmart exclusive. It's got a little Walmart thing on here somewhere. But just understand that when you buy this, it's going to come with a manual and then 2 of these download code inserts, so 3 total inserts. I started to play this game last night. It was like 1 o'clock before I shut this thing off. It was so much fun to play. Very easy to pick up and play controls. races are different. Like maybe you'll do like a demolition derby, an elimination race, a 5-lap domination type race, or something like that. And they just kind of keep it moving, which is nice, which is what I like about it. You don't get really stuck. You can upgrade your cars a little bit with their strength and their handling and something else. Very, very fun game. So listen, if you collect PS3 or Xbox 360, I would say definitely get Dirt Showdown, the $8 version, $10 version. But if you see this Hoonigan edition, make sure it's complete and then get this, because I feel like, let me know how you guys feel about this. I feel like maybe not next year, but maybe in 2027, we're gonna see a resurgence in physical media and people wanting to collect games. And not a lot of people know about these sort of variants from different genres, different games. You know, there's like a Tomb Raider that's a Walmart version, or like on the Xbox One, there's like State of Decay, Dead Rising 3 or something that's an apocalyptic edition, but it's only on the Xbox One. And then, it's just weird. Like, I just think that there will be an uptick in physical media collecting, especially 6th, 7th, and 8th generation games in the next couple of years. At least that's what I feel. All right. So I'm watching the first half of this video, because like a week later. It's not very exciting. We don't have a very exciting video going, but hopefully we'll turn it up in the back 9 here. Get it going. Oh, check this out. It's not game related, but I thought this was cool. Went to a garage that had these coasters. I had 4 of them. They were 50 cents for the bag. And on the bottom, boom, bottle openers. How about that? Let's see what we got. Okay. So earlier in the video, snagged this WWE 2K22 on the PS4 for $2. Went up to Maxine's Bargain Box. Dave will let me look through their cases and manuals and stuff like that. So he just gave this to me for free. WWE 2K22, the deluxe edition, which is nice. Just the PS4 case. I don't think the disc is different. I think there was an insert in here with some type of code or something, probably to unlock characters and outfits or arenas or something. But yeah, very cool. I probably won't keep this in the collection. I'll probably just throw this in the doubles bin for next year for the trade show. So if anybody wants to get a copy of look, Becky Lynch, Baxter. All right, so Tyler came over. We had this trip planned to go to Zanesville. There's a couple spots out there that we really enjoy going to that generally never disappoint. They basically have a ton of games and a ton of good games. But he came over and he let me borrow this. I'm gonna butcher this, guys. Yan Sword 7. It's a hack and slash, RPG type games. It kind of reminded me of like a Nier Automata, Nier Replicant type game where you're always fighting enemies and picking up resources. It just kind of looks like that game, and using it to level up. But Tyler got this game, said it really wasn't his style of game. So like I said, I'll borrow it. I'll play it here in the next month or two, and then I'll give this back to him. And I'll also clean up the sticker residue for him because I'm a really good dude. But yeah, not very rare. Because it's on the PS4 as well, so I don't really think it's rare. But yeah, this might be a hidden gem. So I'm really hopeful for that. If you've played this game, let me know down in the comments what you thought of it, and if my sort of assessment is spot on, that it's kind of like a hack and slash Nier game. Apparently the graphics are good, but it's in Chinese, so you get English subtitles. So we'll see how that goes. So we roll on out to Zanesville. Zanesville's like a half hour away, so it's accessible, but it's still one of those things where it's like, there's 3 stores out there that we like to go to that have some really good product, good games and stuff like that. But it's like once every 3 months kind of thing. You know what I mean? And yeah, so we go to Coin Mart, and Coin Mart used to do buy 3 get 1 half off, or buy 3 get 1 free, or whatever it was. And they stopped doing that because they said people would come in and buy all of our games and get the 1 for free. No kidding, if that's the deal that you're offering, Professor. You know what I mean? Like, you don't pay anything for people's games, right? You give them the GameStop treatment, and then you get upset when you sell games? Like, I don't know. But I'm looking for Lilo and Stitch on the Game Boy Advance. Common game, just can't find it, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where when you go, I'm not going to look for that game anymore, then it will pop up. That's usually how it goes. But I didn't get anything at CoinMart, although they did have Midway Arcade Treasures 1 and 2 on the PlayStation 2, and I should have got those. It was like $7 and like $5. But I had $195 in trade credit at Bargain Box, so I thought, well, I go there and I find them, then I'll just get them on trade credit without having to pay out of pocket, like any normal human being would do. And we go over to Bargain Box, and excuse me, we go over to Bargain Box, and it was literally like the worst day to go. It was a Marvel Magic the Gathering release and some stupid Pokemon Golden Butthole Sunset or something. I don't know. I don't care about Pokemon. I think it's stupid. So every 2 seconds, somebody's coming in asking for one of these product, right? But you also have the people that know it's the release day, and they come in with their cards, and they go, I want to trade my cards to try and get enough credit so I get the new box of Pokemon Butthole Sun. So there's only 2 guys working, and they're trying to like process trades and get this stuff out. The one guy turns to the other guy and says, maybe we should put something on Facebook that says, we're not taking trades the rest of the day because we're pushing out so much of this Pokemon product, you know, and this whatever, Magic the Marvel or whatever. I'm like, oh my God. So first of all, because it's very cramped in there, you go into the door, it's like the counters here with the games in the back, you know, and the glass cabinets are this side. There's like 3 or 4 feet. It's very, very narrow. And then it, you know, there's individual rooms for like PlayStation and Xbox, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Genesis, Funko Pops. You know, it's a really weird setup the way the building is structured. So Tyler and I are in looking at the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, PlayStation 1 games that are kind of in a glass case. And some dude walks in. You know this dude, right? He wears like the duster, you know, and the hat and the fingerless gloves, even when it's 90 degrees outside. You fucking geek. So he leaves this little room. It's basically like a small bedroom or something. And it wafts. Smells, you know, and it's that perfect combination of body odor, stale Cheetos, and hot piss. That's what this kid smells like, and it's just wafting, like I'm pretty sure it got into the paint. You know what I mean? Like it smelled that bad. So Tyler's like gagging. He's like, I thought he was gonna die. I didn't think that at all. But anyway, had some trade credit. And found this game. I was just talking about this game. Top Gear 2 on the Super Nintendo. Now what's crazy is that cover art looks almost like the Top Gear cover art. And if you don't see that little 2, or if it's like faded, you would think it's just Top Gear. It's kind of hard to see. Like it pops up pretty good on the camera, but it's hard to see in a dimly lit store when you're choking to death on a funk. Excalibur 2047. This game makes a lot of those hidden gems videos, you know. From what I understand, it's a serviceable game, not really a great game. And I look forward to playing it. Apparently the graphics are real slick, you know, it like looks really nice. But the combat is kind of weird. When you attack, you like stop, like you can't move at all. And there's kind of a delay, so it's like, attack. Okay. So I spent the rest of my trade credit. I wanted to make sure that I got some good stuff that I was actually going to play. That's kind of how I do the trade credit. Is that I could go in there and get an expensive game that I'm never going to play, but I don't really think that that's productive because at my heart, I'm a gamer more than I am a game collector, even though I do like collecting, but I'd rather play my games. Battletoads in Ragnarok's World for the Game Boy. Now, it's weird because Ragnarok's World on the Game Boy is the port of Battletoads from the NES. Battletoads on the Game Boy is a completely different game altogether. It's got different levels and everything else. I kind of had my eye on this game for a while, but I wasn't going to pay the amount of money that people are asking. To pay this type of money for Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance, you know, the thing is, I think this is on the collection, so it would be better just to buy the collection, you know. the Castlevania collection. So I will definitely play this. It might go on the backlog for a little while, but it is a very nice copy. Labels all slick, man. I played Circle of the Moon. Oh, it's a Metroidvania. Oh, I said the thing. And then the big game that I got with my trade credit was Run Saber on the Super. It's an Atlas title, very nice condition. This drove me nuts. Okay, so Run Saber, let me start here. Run Saber is, it's like Strider, if you've ever played Strider. It's very flashy. You can kind of climb on the side of the walls and on the ceilings, and it's all very bright, colorful, and you know, really fun. But this drives me nuts. See this little spot right here? This is not like a stain on the cartridge. This is like sticker residue. And it's like, Tyler and I talk about this all the time. If I was given the gift of owning a video game store, you know, how I would treat that place would be dramatically different than how some of these people treat their video game stores. Let's just say that. That would have been cleaned. I would have taken this whole thing apart, cleaned it, and, you know, I wouldn't treat that job like a 9 to 5. If you got to come in early, stay late, do inventory, clean games, then that's what you have to do when you're the owner of a store. But anyway, I digress. Those are the pickups. I got a lot of Super Nintendo games, man. I don't know if we're going to go down the Super Nintendo rabbit hole this year. I hope so, because Super Nintendo's awesome. But yeah, those are the games that we got. So hopefully the back half of the video was better than the front half of the video. All right, so 2 quick things before we get out of here. The first thing is, I really like the fan poll idea. We'll use that, and then we'll discuss that in the video, right? So I'm going to throw up a fan poll of what is your favorite 6th generation console. I think the 6th generation was the peak of video gaming. It was awesome. And we're going to count Dreamcast as a 6th generation console. Some people make the argument that it's a 5th generation or a 5.5 generation. We'll just count it. That way we've got a Sega console, a PlayStation console, an Xbox console, and a Nintendo console in the discussion. So I'll post that, and then we'll talk about it in the next video, and maybe go down nostalgia road a little bit, memory lane. My hair is like bothering me. It's all I fell asleep on the couch, and now my hair is all puffed up. But yeah, so we'll do that next time. But you know, the gaming community was a little bit rocked, shaken the last week or so with the passing of Billy from the Game Chasers. Now, usually if you come into the gaming space on YouTube, the Game Chasers will be one of the first couple channels that you find, right up there with probably Metal Jesus channel and Angry Video Game Nerd, guys like that. But yeah, Game Chasers, great channel. Billy and Jay, they wanted to do the American pickers of video game and toy hunting, and they accomplished that. You know, they had a really good channel. Always look forward to their videos. And you know, Billy was only 44 years old, and I just want to give my condolences to all of his friends, all of his families, people that knew him, people that were close to him. I personally did not know him, and I never met him at like a convention or anything like that. But it is one of those things where something like that, as tragic as it is, reaches so many people, and it is one of those things where it's just like, it's a blessing and an honor just to have been able to watch your videos, you know, or to comment on your videos. And, you know, you guys, I'm 47, Billy was 44. So it's one of those situations where when we get to this age, you really need to start going to the doctor and doing that, you know, for your family. And unfortunately, Billy had a tumor that, you know, took him away from us. So yeah, again, my condolences and thoughts and prayers go out to all of his friends and families. And thank you guys over at the Game Chasers for all the years of entertainment and all the great videos, keeping the community together and being that beacon of what awesome people there are in the gaming community. I know in the beginning of the video, we talked about how bad we are. So let's end the video by talking about how great we are. We are a very tight community, a very small community, respectively. Especially those of us that do like YouTube and, you know, all that stuff. And yeah, just everybody thoughts and prayers for Billy, because and his family and friends, and like I said, everybody that's close to him and knows him, because that is a hell of a thing at 44 years old to just be taken. I couldn't imagine. But Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share on social media. Don't forget to bang that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all of your CMRetro gaming goodness, guys. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you in the next one.